everybody, how we doing today? Yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to make a video on why it's super important to be at least 2 steps ahead of the enemy. Personally, I think it's best to be at least 3 steps ahead of the enemy at all times, but that takes a lot of commitment and dedication and meditation and like reaching for your higher self and intuition and asking, you can also ask God for him to reveal the truth to you about what your enemies are up to. But it's just best to, in order to survive this world, that's what this video is about. In order to survive this world, you need to be at least 2 steps ahead. And I wanted to offer like a personal experience for my life where not being proactive enough was challenging for me, and it ended up proving that the enemy is quite crafty. And so I wanted to expose some of that. And basically, something I've been struggling with for years is a nicotine addiction. And when I tried to, like earlier this year, I was like, okay, I'm getting rid of it. Like, I don't need it anymore. You know how they say, like, with addictions and stuff, you need to be at least 2, or with addictions and stuff, you need to replace it with like a replacement activity. And so what I chose to do was like cooking, and I got really into cooking, and I'm actually like surprising myself recently with how good everything tastes that I make. So I'm like, okay, it feels like a blessed notification. Exit out. It feels like a blessed experience, and like it feels like God like is supporting me whenever I like am cooking, because he knows that that's like my replacement activity. So I do have a couple Bible verses as well, but basically, like, yeah, earlier this year I was like, okay, I'm gonna quit, and then basically I got really into cooking, and then all of a sudden my refrigerator is like completely broken. So that's a time where, like, if I had been thinking ahead of, like, how, like, because the enemy doesn't want you to be free of addictions, and the enemy, so, like, that's my personal example, but for you, it could be, like, or anyone else watching this, it could be, like, something that you're just trying to rid yourself of, and you're attempting to get closer to God. Anything that, like, where you're attempting to get closer and closer and closer and more intimate with God, that you can guarantee that the enemy is working overtime to figure out how he can wedge his way in to break that up. Whatever it is that's drawing you closer and closer to God. I saw this one girl, I'm just gonna lift up the window a little bit, it's getting warm. There was this girl on YouTube, and she said that she had a powerful word to release, and that her gadgets and stuff just like stopped working right as she was about to. Okay, that's bothering me. This is some of my art, and it's on the window, but it was making everything dark, and I needed it to be light. So I'll take that back up later. I love you, art. And so she had a really important word to share with the community, and all her gadgets stopped working, and then even like her internet went out, like the Wi-Fi connection in her home. So and I've heard of a lot of other YouTubers who say like they're trying to load a word, and like 4 times in a row, and it doesn't upload, or it's like deleted like supernaturally or something. So you can be guaranteed that the enemy will be attempting to put some type of wedge between you and Jesus every time you make the decision, for yourself to elevate into your ministry, elevate others, and when you're a light worker and working for God, the kingdom of darkness will be working overtime to try and figure out how to dismantle your encouragement, how to dismantle your motivation and your productivity and your progress, because the enemy is always trying to break down any progress you're making. Like, the enemy is constantly figuring out how he can get you stay plateaued. He never wants you to skyrocket and keep going up and 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 like elevating. Like, the enemy is always going to be an enemy of your progress. So anytime you feel like resistance, and you feel like, but you know, like your heart's in the right place, and you know that it's like for righteous reasons, you can be guaranteed that's the enemy like messing with your mind as how to like get you to think otherwise, that God isn't here for us, that God isn't real, that he's not working, like, and he absolutely is. So the devil's a liar. You have to pay attention to the thinking patterns, the mind patterns, because the devil, the one advantage he does have is time, because he knows he's doomed for eternity, and so he will sit and patiently study and figure out where our weak points are. This might be a little bit of a tangent, but I'm kind of an avid reader of comic books, and Harley Quinn, when she's a doctor, she studies her subjects and their weak points, and then uses the weak points to exploit whoever she's working against. And that's kind of how the mind of the devil works too. Because he has so much time, he actually does have quite a bit of patience. That is like the one advantage that the enemy does have, because he's doomed to being in the lake of fire for all of eternity, or like 1,000 years. I can't remember exactly how it goes in the end, but yeah, he's like, he knows he's messed up big time, and for all of eternity, and now he's righteously working against Jesus and any children of God. He doesn't want us to be happy. He doesn't want us to be coming together in prayer. He doesn't want us to be coming together in worship. So if you can think of how you can be like 2 steps ahead of like what the enemy might be thinking, then that's how like you're actually, that's why I want to make this video. It's like, that's the only way we're gonna survive, or at least be in our best conducive states of mind to run this race and not grow weary. So let's see. Isn't this cute? It's my journal. I got it at Barnes & Noble. Wrote down some verses. And also, hello, welcome to the channel if you're new. This is Kimberly Ponce channel. We discuss what it's like to be a chosen one, just a child of God, and how to grow closer to God. And then I also have some comedy sets, some music that I make, and some art stuff that I show. It's a good time here. Welcome to the channel. Let me find these verses. So I wrote down some verses on being prepared, because I was also kind of speaking to my spirit about, how can we be proactive in the fight against the kingdom of darkness. So of course there's that one verse that's, resist the devil and he will flee. That's a really good one, and that's what I had to do today. Because for a while now I've conditioned myself to think that if I have a substance, then I can handle the rest of the day. Or if something really stressful happened, then I need a substance in order to get me through the emotions of whatever I just experienced. But really that's all, baloney. Because what we only need really is Jesus, and when we have Jesus we lack nothing. And that's what I just kept repeating today when I just like felt this like downwards like sluggish moment. And I also I've been feeling a little bit of a cold coming on, so then I tried to take Dayquil, but that made me feel so weird and out of it. And I was like, ugh. But it was actually kind of a good thing, because it made me feel too poor, it made me feel really like no bueno, like not good at all, like dizzy and like confused and groggy. There's like that drug in that active ingredient in Dayquil and NyQuil that is highly misused and abused. But yeah, I guess I was just sensitive to it, because like it was just like it was affecting me, because I took NyQuil and then I woke up with Dayquil because I didn't want to get a cold, but that made me feel so weird. But it actually turned out in my favor, because then I felt too icky to go outside and give into a habit that is just not good for me. So I'm just like excited actually now that I'm like letting it go, and it can be very hard to like let things go. Mark the Messenger has really helped me too on overcoming addiction. I like his videos and stuff like that. So like that's my personal ish of what's going on with me recently, like overcoming the need to think, oh, I need a substance in order to like get through the day, or like this stressed me out so I need a substance. Like, no, I have the Word of God, and He has like much more power. So like that's what I'm struggling with. But like I figured if I can make a video for others, whatever it is that's going on in your life, if you think it'll help to be 2 steps ahead in like the situation you're in, and it certainly will because you're being proactive about the enemy. He will work overtime just to study your weak points, just to bring you down. Like it you know, like it was definitely a moment of like, oh, okay, I don't have a working fridge. Like for me, it was like I don't have like a working fridge. How am I supposed to like cook? And then when I like got hungry and stuff, I was like, oh, and then it was like a lot easier to like dive back into the habit. So that was something where I wish I was 2 steps ahead and could have thought about how can I not fall back into the trap of bondage, because that's what it is. That's what like yeah, that's what I had to like really think about, and I had to like repeat it over and over again today to myself. So let's get into it. Ephesians 6:10, in all circumstances take up this shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one. I'm going to read it one more time. Ephesians 6:16, in all circumstances take up this shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one. Nice. Ezekiel 38:7, be ready and keep ready, you and all your hosts that are assembled about you, and be a guard for them. So you know that saying, if you stay ready, you never have to get ready? That's why I chose this verse to share with y'all, because that's kind of exactly what it's saying, but it's also from the Bible, so it's even cooler. Ezekiel 38:7, let's read it one more time. Be ready and keep ready, you and all your hosts that are assembled about you, and be a guard for them. Matthew, let's keep moving on. Matthew 24:13, but the one who endures to the end will be saved. And I'm not sure if anyone watching this now was able to catch the video yesterday, but yesterday's video I talked quite a bit about endurance, and so it's just kind of a word that's sticking out to me while I'm being tested during this time. And it's really uplifting to me to keep coming across this word in the Word, and it's, but the one who endures to the end will be saved. I'm sorry, you guys. I never promised that I wouldn't be cheesy on this channel, or cliche, or corny. I tend to be all three of those things at times. You know, puns are intended sometimes here. So let's keep moving on. Proverbs 21:20. Precious treasure and oil are in a wise man's dwelling, but a foolish man devours it. I need water. Okay. Yeah. So if you have precious resources, you're going to store that up and make sure that it's there for you and your family on a rainy day. But the foolish man will just devour it. And so I kind of see that as like treasure and oil as being resources, money, assets, a 401k, a savings account. If it's stuff that accrued over time due to your hard work, and if you respect yourself enough, that's what I'm kind of getting from this Bible verse, is you'll be wise with it. You'll be wise with it, and it'll be in your dwelling, and it'll make you feel safe and more protected and like secure at all times, because you know you have it. It's precious treasure and oil. It's there for you when you absolutely like need to dip into it, but a foolish man will devour it. So there's also another verse, I think in Proverbs, that says like a wise, like money that is, I need to stop crossing my legs because it's like bad for my injury, but it's a habit. And what is that verse? Money spent quickly, Bible verse. Wealth gained quickly is Proverbs 13:11. Wealth quickly gained is quickly wasted. Okay. Wealth quickly gained is quickly wasted. Easy come, easy go. But if you gradually gain wealth, you will watch it grow. I did not know that was going to rhyme. I'm feeling kind of serendipitous now. That's exactly the verse I was thinking of. So awesome. Yeah, you be a good steward of the resources that God has graciously provided for you, because every good thing is from the heavens, is provided from Jesus. Any good thing that is manifested in the natural that is of a blessing to you, whether it be food, clothing, shelter, bills being able to be paid, prayers being answered in the natural and the physical, any good thing that is blessing you in your life is from Jesus. So with that in mind, I think we're more able to be better stewards of what is given to us, because we know that we got there by like the way we live, because we reap what we sow, right? So there's kind of like a couple of things in that. I like that. All right, 2 Timothy 4:2. Preach the word, be ready in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, and exhort. I don't even know what some of those words mean. I have my fancy American dictionary. I actually love dictionaries. Reprove. I feel like I know what that word means, but I don't, you know? Like at one point I knew it. To blame. Oh, okay. That's what reprove means. Interesting. So 2 Timothy 4:2. Preach the word, be ready in season and out of season. Reprove. Really? Is that what that means? Oh, we got the dictionary falling out here. LOL. Okay. Huh. Yeah, it means to blame. Okay. I know what rebuke means, but what does exhort mean? Oh, I just saw it at the top of the page. That's cool. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, it means advise earnestly. Cool. Okay. So, preach the word, be ready in season and out of season. Reprove, which we just learned means to blame. That doesn't sound right. Rebuke and exhort. Exhort meaning to advise earnestly with complete patience and teaching. That's beautiful. I feel like reprove means something different than that dictionary definition. He was reproved for obscenity. Reprimand, rebuke. Oh, okay, to reprimand. Oh, okay. Okay. So kind of like to admonish. Okay, interesting. Yeah, to keep accountable. I see. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going. 1 Peter 1:13. Therefore, preparing your mind for action and being sober-minded, set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Yeah. Nice. I'm going to read it again because I feel like I just read it. 1 Peter 1:13. Therefore, preparing your minds for action and being sober-minded, set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Okay, so think about what it is that you've prayed for, and keep your eyes set on what you're hoping for, and keep a good heart posture that will be brought to you. I feel like that's what I'm understanding from this verse. Brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So yeah, I think most of this life we have to embrace the lack of certainty of not knowing God's plans, and how they say God works in mysterious ways, and he's in the details. I think we have to kind of embrace the not knowing, and just instead of not knowing and I know that's really hard for humans, because we love to know for sure, and we facts and science and evidence, but that's the opposite of faith, right? So it's we need to just embrace the not knowing, and then instead focus on what our hearts have hoped for, i.e. what we have prayed for. And then when Jesus comes, like at the revelation, it'll be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Okay. That kind of gives me a lot of like peace of like how we're not really supposed to know everything, and just have faith and hope and like keep a good heart posture. Set your hope fully on the grace. Yeah, like trust in the Lord and his ways. That's so cool. I love this. Okay, awesome. And then this is the last verse I got for you guys today, and I hope this has been helpful and encouraging. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Do you know that in a race all the runners run, but only one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain it. This one spoke really highly to me, or jumped out at me a lot into my spirit, because I am the most, I would say, healthy level of competitiveness. I am the most competitive person I know. I'm pretty sure, at least. Yeah, no, I'm like the most competitive person I know. Like, I will, yeah, it's just natural. It's just like in my DNA. So with this verse, I'm like, okay, cool. So if I'm just the one that is able to endure and not give in to these transgressions, then I will be free of sin, and then I'll be showing Jesus that I love him by my actions, because in the Bible it also says if we love him, we'll follow his commandments. And so, yeah, to be honest with y'all, actually, I had a dream last night that I wasn't very fond of when I woke up this morning, but it was that I felt how I interpreted it was that I need to start being more obedient. But basically, the dream was that I wrote 2 essays, and then I got them back from the teacher, and both of them received an F. And so that spoke to me that I am not showing... That speaks to me that, one, I feel guilt about continuing to involve myself in, like, a smoking habit that's just, like, not, like, even... It's just, you know, it's like, that's not gonna add years onto my life. That's only hindering my relationship with Jesus. And 2, what that said about my dream to me was that, like, I'm not showing God that I love him by following, like, my actions aren't showing that I love him, because it's something that, you know, I'm not supposed to be doing. And to receive, like, failed, like, on 2 different essays, like, that said to me, like, I need to switch what I'm doing so that I can get, like, an A on the essay, for example, and, like, make God proud, and be, like, a child of God that leads by example. So, you know, there's always going to be something tempting us. There's always going to be something tempting us. And so if we just remember, okay, my actions, whatever I do, it needs to be, like, glorifying God, and if I'm following his commandments, that shows that I love him, and then I'm, like, free from, then I'm blameless. Like, we want to aim to be blameless, but we're not perfect, so just do your best and ask for God's grace to reveal truth to you each and every day. But yeah, I really like this one because it makes me feel competitive. Like, okay, I'll be the one that runs the race and does not give up ever. Because it says, but only one receives the prize. So run that you may obtain it. I love that. Okay, guys, that's the video and the message for today. Love you all so much. Stay safe. Stay blessed. You know what comes next. Stay chosen. Peace.